Okay, Kevin, so it's the beginning of June, and you always do such a great job of planting up here, up by our office location, and it's always fun to see what's growing on over here. And you want to let us know a little bit what's happening?
Yeah, I love planting a little space like this because it's always amazing to me how much you can get into a small area. This is about 100 square feet, and I planted it on the last week of May. The last week of April. So that's when all these greens were planted.
And that's when our whole our greens to grow always comes out the beginning of April, and so that's a great time to plant your lettuces and any kind of these leafy greens.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest question that I get from people is, what can they fit in their space?
Well, you can start planting any of those greens to grow that we offer at that time on April 1st, if it's halfway decent out. I had to wait a little bit because of various things, but anyway, I got them finally in at the end of April, which isn't too late. So these are all lettuces here, and these are leaf lettuces, and this is bib lettuce, this red one. So you can see how pretty they are, even as an ornamental, not to mention the nutritional value. So part of me is growing them just to see how well they do. So it's hard to eat this much lettuce, at least for
so we can share.
Yeah, so we can share, but you can get a lot into a small area, and in between these rows, you could say put some onions or something like that very easily, and add and make it even more dense. Now in the back over there we have those are mustard greens. So those have nothing to do with the mustard condiment that we put on hot dogs and hamburgers, which is made from seed. These are the greens that you eat. So they're relatively spicy, although the spiciness doesn't last in your mouth, and they add flavor to salads. So you can buy them in green like that, or there's red ones over here, and they come in. There are many kinds, and I'm experimenting with them to see which ones produce the best for us and are the best in our climate. And so it's an ongoing struggle. Every year we check more and see and look for better and better varieties. These tomatoes I just put in a day or two ago, and so I like to wait till the nighttime temperatures are reliably above 50.
We definitely have that now.
Yeah, which they now are. So I put in these, and these are some Roma tomatoes that I'm trying. I want to compare how well they do against each other. Not that actually the first one is not a Roma, but the other three are.
Okay.
And so, so anyway, we'll see in due time how well they do.
When you harvest this lettuce, are there any secrets to it, or is there anything special, or how do you, keep it contained, or how many times could you harvest off of this?
Quite a few. Like here, if you just watch me, this is what I do: is I just hit the outer leaves way at the bottom are usually damaged because they're up against the soil. So I go in here and I just, do that. Then I have a nice piece of lettuce.
Yeah, it looks great.
Or the red over here. And I like to use a knife because I don't like to tear it, and it just makes a mess, and it's just not as nice.
Yeah, it's nice and clean. Well, you get the full, make sure that you're getting the full
The really
piece.
beautiful Australian yellow leaf, how beautiful that is.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway, this will be supper tonight.
So then you just keep harvesting those outer leaves, and then as you can see, there's new younger leaves coming up here.
Exactly, and that'll go on for another month or so until if it starts to get really hot really fast, then the lettuce will start to flower when it's not any good anymore. So we hope for a cooler spring, but this year it was cool but nice in May, but now it's starting to warm up, so we'll have to just wait and see what happens.
Eye on it.
Every year's a little different, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, the first week of May, about May 2nd, I planted the radish seed because that's only done from seed. You can't do transplants. So I did 3 rows of radishes, as you can see here. And so radishes, the big requirement for them is water. So once they germinate, you've got to be vigilant about watering at least every other day. And so here we're gonna, here we are.
Wow.
That's less than a month, or that it's about one day shy of a month. And a little dirt doesn't hurt.
All right, eating fresh. It doesn't get any fresher than that, right from the garden.
It's so primal. It pulls a root out of the ground and eat it. I just love it.
I'll have one.
You want one too? Okay.
Find me a good one. How do you know when they're ready?
Well, you have to eat them when they're ready because they're not any good afterwards. So this is the time.
Am I supposed to eat this part?
You can.
This is what I'm talking about right here.
These,
I'll do it.
These varieties are a little later. This one is already, so probably should all be harvested within a week.
It's very good.
This one, no, but these over here, another week or two before
Okay.
they're ready. But that's the beauty of radishes. They're so quick and so nutritious and so pretty and so fun.
Yeah, this is really nice and it's very flavorful. It's not too zingy, not too hot.
Right.
Very refreshing.
It's nice and crisp.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
And so anyway, it's just a lot of fun. And there must be, I don't know how many plants I've got in this area of 100 square feet, but it's, there's hundreds and hundreds of radishes alone. So,
Yes, and the radishes are great.
Yeah. And
My
then-
daughter, she doesn't like fruits and vegetables, but she loves radishes.
And well, once if you have a red lettuce or something that starts to peter out now, because occasionally some varieties do, then you can just yank that out and put in some tomatoes or peppers or a squash or cucumbers or
Change it
something
up,
like
something
that.
fresh.
That will be taking advantage of the heat. So that's what you do.
Well, it looks great. I love visiting this garden, especially when I'm hungry, and everything looks great.